Hello, Flutter Pyroxes and Sweet Tooth here.
You said me first this time.
Yeah. Misa say you say first.
Oh no, it's
There you go. Alright, back to the cliffhanger. The end of Justice for All, where Shelly the Killer came in and said, I'm gonna say who my client is. It's actually Adrian Andrews.
Were you expecting him to say the actual name?
No, I had a feeling he was gonna say Adrian Andrews and just upset everything. I was like, oh, here it comes. Oh my god.
But because the prosecution's the one who brought him in, not you. It's immediately like the prosecution agrees with him.
Yeah. Alright, bad ending first, and then good ending, hopefully. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I don't believe that this would specifically be the ending. You can see if it just lets you stop it.
Right. I have to decide, do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance in away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Request the verdict. Your Honor, the defense requests that... It's no use, I can't. Feels like I've lost my voice.
Phoenix.
I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty.
You're a lawyer.
I know. But Matt Ungard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. Can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Ungard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Ungard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him?
Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here, in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. the Killer.
Right away, Your Honor.
Has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we'd like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is, how things are usually done.
What is he talking about, usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? About my client, part 2. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carrita was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. Oh my gosh. Alright. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes? How much is your fee? I see, you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No. Not Mr. Wright. Yes? You. You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor? Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty.
Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, aren't they not?
Oh my god. So how do I get the bad ending? How do I get the bad ending? He does? Oh. Alright. Okay. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Ah, yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party.
That goes without saying, Mr. DeKiller.
And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy? My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from my sight. That is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you. I have no intention of using your services. Ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? The judge is like, you're trying to kill me. From the very beginning? That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true.
That's odd.
So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Ungard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. And that's all you have to testify. Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again, as in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Oh my god. Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? Judge, stop. I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now.
What are you doing now, Phoenix?
Obviously, I'm gonna take on and be the new successor assassin.
I don't know. Apparently, you just got offered that.
All I can do now is expose the lies.
That's true. However, you realize that would be very bad for our client, right?
So confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. So I should expose something. Nope, that wasn't it. That act is what I was referring to when I said it. Is this one of those out of order thing presses? What? What? Why are there so many specific requirements to this? So press the third one 3 times? No, I've already done that 3 times. There's no option. Present on the 5th statement? Really? Well, I just tried to do the crime photo on that one. Maybe I should do the wine glass itself? Oh, it is. I was trying to go for the wine glass and her getting surprised. But I just presented the wrong evidence. Yep. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Carita had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Carita had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured off for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you're mistaken. Patron Andrews really is your client, as you claim. But your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Kurita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Ah, sorry.
Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Yeah.
Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Request taking. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Pug. How much are you...
taking one.
Huh?
This is the second to last one.
Pew! 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 1 week ago. Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please stop. The judge is already glaring at me every time you say that. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Bam. So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear. My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Carita's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. Must be talking about this bear puzzle.
Inside the figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all.
That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Super important, Your Honor. The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really?
Witness, please continue with your testimony.
So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was the brief pause? Answer, punk. You're in a court of law now. You're in a court of law now, transceiver. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet with my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Very important, Your Honor. Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. the Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so. You see, it is just as I said. So, I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here?
Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax.
Now then, would the witness please continue? So your client was Adrian Andrews? That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met. But if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. But it doesn't seem to be anything strange about this time around.
You can draw more information from him, but you can't draw a suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere.
Talk about a delicate balance. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Yeah. If I heard what I think I heard just now, he keeps calling her him. Then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well. Oh, come on, man. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time? Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. But what? Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh. Order in the court, Mr. Wright. What is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following, that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he's never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor, that's exactly the point. Why are you doing the prosecution's job? They really should have a point where it's like, that means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Miss Andrews.
Okay, the transceiver is sweating, and it was broken just a moment ago. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews, without a doubt, a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unlucky for Mr. DeKiller. The entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
But what? What is going on? Shelley the Killer. This court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you will allow me to testify once more.
Okay, this is the one that I saved before.
Ugh, I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Request taken part 2. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been many times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Carita and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought of my client to be a man. So he took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying.
Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us.
I know, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay, like we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. So I just have to mess up? Oh, okay, cool. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. the Killer met with his client? Do I? I don't think so, I guess. Why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities. On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. Electronic mail? Do you have a mail that is in a special insulated envelope? Ah, I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email. Email. In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot hands down.
Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and...
Two or three other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way if he got mad. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. Shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Go for it. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine. After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Kurita's suitcase. And then what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include that what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. One of these was to find the bear figurine and give it to Adrian Andrews. I found this figurine in Mr. Engard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Engard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony?
Save now.
I already did before.
Okay, nope. This is the point where it decides.
I have to say no objections?
No. There's a contradiction. What you present is what will change it.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction, and yet I know that if I present something trivial here, he will...
Oh, yeah. He will cut the connection on his end. Oh wait, you have to. It's after this. Right after this one, he's going to have a problem. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence.
She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? Dr. Wright. Present evidence. Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at Mountain Guard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. Well, what? This is a battle of wits. Can't let up on him.
So you have to get this one right, and then whenever he freaks out, it's what you present then that will decide good or bad.
I don't think it is possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. I don't think it is possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. How come?
Simple. What would she have done if she had the bear?
Burn it?
Yeah. So if she had that, then the suicide note wouldn't exist.
So what do I present, the bear?
You can.
Shelley the killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item.
I see where you're going.
Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
And I was going to burn it for her sake.
If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken a suicide note out and burned it. Order, order, order. So that's where you two were going.
In the fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear. It tells us your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means?
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
Oh! Order, order, order! Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not. That's enough. If that is your intention, then there's only one thing for me to do. But wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please. Not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand, otherwise... Gah! What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, you should
Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll...
Prosecution,
What has come over everyone? Even you are...
Prosecution, Russ.
What is going on around here?
Prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. the Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley the Killer's client is... Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? If I end the trial here, right now, then your client, Matt Ungard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder? The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Ungard, to the stand.
Guidance from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out.
I can't believe it.
The outcome now lies in your hands.
Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Huh. Is he really showing himself in court? So I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. But Mr. Ungard, what an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap, it's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final... Oh my god. Statements on the matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Ungard, is innocent, who apparently has brandy somehow. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you?
Right.
I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ungard, is not guilty. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Ungard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Ungard is...
Objection!
Francisca von Farga. My client is Francisca von Karma.
Francisca von Karma.
What are you doing? Ow!
See now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them then? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than pass that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside this.
What a filthy old cloak this is. Those gumshoes. You can spot his tattered rags anywhere.
I apologize for its ugliness. There was nothing else to wrap the items in.
I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside the coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What?
Your Honor, it's our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are the items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence.
Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it.
This is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol.
Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with the case? I don't know. Does it?
You're going to be presented all 3.
Does that pistol have any relation to this case?
We've yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. That's the pistol that I used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes.
Oh.
I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test.
So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. Probably not going to help us very much. Second piece of evidence.
Is this videotape?
I bet the killer took that from Ungarden Mansion. Question for more details. Have you checked the contents of that tape?
Unfortunately, there was no time to.
Oh yeah.
But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it.
The killer went back for it.
That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. While he was testifying?
Really?
But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly the Killer is no ordinary man. There's plenty of... The last piece of evidence is the bellboy's uniform.
Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? I should know my details. Was that used during the crime?
I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There's one interesting thing I found about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing on the uniform. A button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That's all I had to present, Your Honor.
Just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure, were we under normal circumstances, the items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to continue examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end?
Phoenix.
I knew it! There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there?
I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You come this far, you can't give up now.
But, no matter how you think about it, it's...
Now, just so you don't have to do all that again.
Alright.
There are 2 ways out of this situation for us.
2.
The first, make On Guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict.
Huh?
The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let the hostages go.
That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible.
The second way, force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer would no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go.
Mia. That's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else.
I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but you could make either one happen. It would truly be a miracle.
The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them.
Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked from us?
The other side? Like Ghostland? Wait, does she mean? You mean to turn things around?
Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it?
The person who needs the evidence.
The defense, prosecution, and judge, we have all seen the pieces of evidence, and that is how we come to know the truth. But there's one person who has yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. The truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
Okay, so you're aiming for the bad ending? Just don't get this right. Present some random stuff.
I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you this one chance. One chance. I don't know where to save. It just keeps going and going. Please show your evidence to who you think it is the right person.
That's impossible to turn the situation around in one try.
One try, that is all I will permit. I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking on guard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to? Pearl. I'll show it to Edgeworth. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. My badge. Edgeworth, my badge.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say to that. Oh my god.
How about you, Miss Von Karma?
Well, I was just shot, so...
I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue. What? My bad should have been the answer. No one understands what you are talking about anymore. But wait, please, one more chance. That is far enough. I will now state my verdict. This court finds the defendant man on guard, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. And just like that, the case came to an end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist.
No, you got an achievement for that.
Justice ill served. Okay, so that is the bad end. Okay. One chance. Okay, so I was wrong the first time, so now I need to show Von Karma my badge. Okay. Right, who do I think it is? Who do I think it is?
Well, you're trying to either make Matt wish he was guilty, or make the killer think Matt betrayed him.
Let's go after you. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. A bear. Can you solve this bear? If you can solve this bear in 4 seconds or less, you will be declared innocent. What should I show him? What caliber pistol? Whew. The videotape, right? Yeah. It was him. Because he was the one that was in there trying to watch it. At the time of the murder. Huh? Yeah, our client. Yeah.
It's a bad ending.
Ah. Oh my god.
Interesting things about the tape before. Do you remember what he was saying about it? About why he wanted to record that?
Huh?
Why did he want to record the moment of the kill?
For insurance?
Yeah.
Oh, show that to the killer.
Why is his client recording something for insurance?
Oh, she'll show the videotape to the killer. That makes sense. Alright. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. They scared us.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, looks like they managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get it back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. But what? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Madame Guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Oh. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Oh. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client.
I have one question for the witness.
Yes?
You told us numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all.
Yes, that's right.
But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Oh.
Yeah. He's gonna come after you now. I see. That's all I wanted to know.
So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item.
What the? I'm not an item.
Maya. Thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness. Ow! Miss Von Karma, where did that...
She always has you in her sights. No, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict.
Oh, he's in trouble. Mr. On guard. It looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy.
Before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched the video.
Help me.
Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
We finally reached the end of a very long battle. Will he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you.
I can say one way or the other?
Yeah, you're allowed to just choose whichever way you feel like here.
Right, Chief.
I wonder what happens. Do you get the same way if you plead not guilty?
Plead not guilty. Congratulations, Mr. Madangard. Oh, shit. Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. Your Honor, as always, the defense pleads not guilty. Very well. This court finds the defendant Madangard. Alright. Oh shit. Said hold it. But please, wait. What's the matter? If I get a not guilty, I'll be killed. I'm no guilty. Oh my god!
Well,
Did you just
go back and say guilty then?
Did you scratch up his face?
Yeah, you did.
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Don't steal my thunder, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard?
I've left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. First time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair.
She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did.
Also, you called her a murderer. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved.
Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile.
I really am happy that you two are in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. You know, this makes the final cases similar in a way, because both times you saved someone from a heavy weight they've carried for years.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. And both times that person's also being convicted of a crime anyway.
Yeah. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be good spirits. And that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
You were great out there, Phoenix.
Mia! What I did out there was right, wasn't it?
But does the way the confession scene happen to change if you say guilty?
I doubt it.
This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all that to what's really important. You now realize that there's something more than just getting a not guilty, right?
Yes, I understand now.
Phoenix, think back for a second. Back to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about how my lips don't move when I speak. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
I understand by your telepathic communication to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Madame Guard, is...
not guilty. Those were your choices then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right.
Edgeworth.
You bastard, you were trying to get a not guilty there. I have good news. Maya's now safe in police custody. Really?
The pearls.
You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Are you feeding her or anything? Because she's been starving.
Oh, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
Yay! Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks.
Oh,
What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
Yes? About earlier. Thanks. Ow!
Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you're still happy?
I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago.
Edgeworth.
For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. And yet they get mad when you do it back.
Yeah.
But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. And then left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. A prosecutor is shamed in self-defeat, crawl into a hole and die.
Oh my god.
Like, you've been defeated several times now. That's not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change.
I just want to say, Von Karma, we have a perfect win record against you. Like, we don't have a perfect win record anymore, like overall, but we have a perfect win record against you.
Yeah. What a foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. Every time we do so, no matter how desperate of the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we do is fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. I'm sure you already knew that, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
He's right in his edgy worthiness. He's trying to be edgy. You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool.
Miss Von Karma?
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who's destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. No, that's Mr. Wright's name. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. Well, he never was worthy. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over.
Francisca threw something on the ground just now.
This is an electromagnetic receiver.
Isn't it the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe?
I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right?
Keep a whip?
Yeah, keep her whip.
I'm okay.
Nick!
Ma
You got your thieving buddy back.
Maya! Yay, my thieving buddy's back.
Mystic Maya!
And now you don't have to take around the little kid.
Mystic Maya!
Phoenix is the only one not crying.
Man, he's huge. Compared to
Woman's little kid.
Right.
Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through.
You got on guard convicted like I knew you would.
And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we were sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would have just come back and haunted you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
That's true. Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Great. And I would have pearls from then on with Mia and Maya. Don't mention it.
Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. She's still starving. Why is no one feeding her yet? Alright, I think it's time we got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Nick, food, grub chow, I'm starved. I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist.
Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
Case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
So we went back to the hotel?
A place we could never afford.
Oh my god.
Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. What is he doing there?
Gumshoe, are you alright?
Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. Didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. So it wasn't even the fact that you're doing that.
What? A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him.
Now did it again, city boy. Felt like my dear old heart was gonna get out on me. And I ain't joking.
Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of the Steel Samurai. But thanks.
Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everybody gather around. Gotta get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like Lada bought herself a new camera.
Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective.
Until he hit the pole. Oh, me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Oh, well, you know, it's... How do you even do that laugh? Huh? Wait.
Ho 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 ho. Ho 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 ho. Maybe something like that.
Okay. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout. Oh, sure, I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket.
There was a 4th item?
Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. Woo boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between being accused of murder and getting kidnapped? Never a dull moment with you, huh? You think?
Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 whole days? Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mrs. Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it is. Aw, it's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. It's probably the 4th item the detective took. Right?
Huh. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again.
Nope, Bon Carmen's coming.
What is it, Edgeworth?
This thing is picking something up. Oh, that's Miss Bon Carmen's receiver. Oh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. It might have been on your jacket, and not you. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. If it's on his jacket, then that would make sense that it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
How about Mr. Edgeworth? You haven't eaten anything yet.
And you've eaten way too much, you glutton.
I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wait.
What?
I just wanted to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. Would you like to see my badge?
No need to show me your badge. You show me it every time. If anyone should be saying thanks, it's me, right? Now look at my trophy.
I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Give him something? You want a whip? Ooh. It is the whip.
What's this?
Thank you. It's all thanks to you two.
You and her. Yeah, I see one of yours.
Yeah.
You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya.
Yes, Pearly?
I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean.
Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway. So who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill.
Huh? Huh?
Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's a camera shop in this hotel, see? I just bought myself this little beauty here. It better be fitting out for 3,000. You didn't research the camera you were getting at all?
Oh my god. 3 huhs?
Actually, I reckon since you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
4 huhs?
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick?
How are you staying in business when every time you get a client, they actually end up costing you money?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick?
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming?
Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal, time to let it all out.
This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you.
Gone, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I'm busy being a hostage and all.
Okay. Alright then, if you say so. Objection! Maya.
You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
I think she enjoys this.
At this point, she probably does.
It's like a thrill.
I'm so happy that you could save Mr. Maya, Mr. Nick. I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just in case.
Apparently she thinks we're getting married.
Oh my god. Pearls, come on. Calm down.
Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal.
Okay.
I'm Maggie Bird and retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. I bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hattie. Oh. Recently? Yes. That girl, you know. I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much as an eye on her, it would go crack. Yes. Oh, it didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Oh.
He was creeping in on a girl with a whip.
Francisca von Karma, huh? It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie, and to let the world know we are serious. I plan to make a fabulous fight to Zimbabwe.
Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they would not laugh at most jokes. Alan can do his voice when it's slower. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo curls. Represent. Got a new act all work together. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start us off. Get on with it.
I like that they're going through all the cases this time.
Yeah.
What's this? Stratus, just an ordinary electric razor recharging on stand. Can't believe this. Really, how long do they plan on making me do this?
She's still doing this.
I bet it's Edgy Pooh's idea, but why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Grindy, treat me like royalty. It's gonna feel the pain of my heel. They're gonna feel the burn. Speaking of burn, playing with fire is very dangerous because the warehouse where they store the scenery will burn down by that stink hat.
I got pretty close, I guess.
Yeah.
I should have expected that whenever I saw Wendy. I appreciate you and everything Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She says that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone.
It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity.
Broke. I guess he had a way to self-destruct it so that way they wouldn't go back on their word.
Right. International departures, gate 12. Where are you going, Francisca?
How did you know I was here? With this. I knew it. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. I knew it. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Or you can have Edward take it back to him.
Does this person just lay down or sit down on the moving conveyor belt thing?
What? Yes. He's sitting down.
Huh.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off the he just saying that he still had poor things. Poor things? Seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you gonna do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations for everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that, but me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You always have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm gonna say this again. The prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews. You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today you chased me after I left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
Oh.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again.
Okay.
It's a shell card with the word Nick on it. Oh my god.
Interesting. My Maya drew that.
Maya is drawing.
Farewell, my turnabout. Alright, so that's the end of Justice for All. Want to thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment. Hope you have yourself a good day. Bye bye.